Good afternoon, everyone. In today's lecture, I am going to discuss uh, about corollaries of lemma that we have proved in last lecture. Let me revise first what is statement of that lemma we have proved in last lecture. If we have v1, v2 of vn as a basis of vector space, and suppose I have w1, w2 up to wm as set of linearly independent elements in vector space V, then there is comparison between number of linearly independent elements and basis elements. So in any vector space, number of linearly independent vectors is always less equal the number of basis elements of that vector space. And we have proved that in terms of that m is less equal n by doing that procedure of adding some w's and removing v's. And then yesterday, uh, in last lecture, we have proved corollary 1, in which we have proved for finite bases, any two bases are nothing but the same, having same number of elements there. For finite dimensional vector space, any two bases of that V have the same number of elements. And also we have proved that if there is isomorphism T, capital T, from vector space V to vector space W, then T maps basis of vector space V to basis of vector space W. So now I want to prove in today's lecture corollary second, and in which I want to prove under what condition Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Already we discussed that if V is finite dimensional vector space, then it has basis of finite elements. Suppose that bases are n in numbers in V, in the basis of V, then we have also proved that V is isomorphic to Fn. If basis of V has m numbers, then V is isomorphic to Fm. So as V is isomorphic to Fn, V is isomorphic to Fm. By transitivity of isomorphism, Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Now in today's result, we are going to prove under what condition this Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Okay, and then in that result, we are going to prove that this Fn is isomorphic to Fm if and only if that n and m are the same integers there, n is equals to m. So after proving this, we can say there that V is isomorphic to Fn always for unique n, because we are proving there n is equals to m. So that n, after that proof of corollary, n is nothing but the unique integer is isomorphic to for some unique, then we have to call that unique integer n, which is nothing but the number of basis element in the basis of capital V, as dimension of a vector space. So in today's lecture also we are going to define new concept for vector space, that is nothing but the dimension. So let me start to take one by one these results, so we can finish this whatever we are discussing here. We have to finish all these topics in today's lecture. So now I have to start for corollary second. So write statement of corollary second. And clear one more thing, throughout this paper of vector space, we are interested to take results or discuss the topics related to finite dimensional vector spaces. Up to this point, we have just know that what is meant by finite dimensional vector space. Yet we have not defined dimension. We are calling vector space as a finite dimensional. Okay, what is meant by finite dimensional vector space? each and every result we are taking for finite dimensional vector space. So let me again clear this thing. What is meant by finite dimensional vector space? If for vector space V, if there is subset S whose linear span is nothing but the whole V, if you can find out for vector space V its subset such that its linear span is nothing but the V, or V can be spanned by that subset S, then you can say there that vector space is nothing but the finite dimensional. Okay, so corollary second is also for finite dimensional vector space. So let me write its statement. So this is the statement. Sorry, not in corollary 2. In other results we are using finite dimensional. I have to prove corollary 2 for the that particular vector spaces that we have proved Fn and Fm. Okay, so I am writing here this statement. No need to call Fn. Okay, let me after writing this statement, Fn is isomorphic to Fn is isomorphic to wait for a second, this note is not responding. The statement of corollary second is Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Already we have taken this discussion that Fn and Fm are isomorphic, but in this corollary now we are going to find out under what condition this Fn and Fm are isomorphic. So that condition is nothing but the n is equals to n. So this is the statement of this corollary. Fn is isomorphic to Fm if and only if n is equals to m. For those who are not familiar with this Fn, let me clear first what is meant by this Fn that I am using here. Fn, F is any field, and Fn is nothing but the set of all order pairs, order n tuples of this form. Elements of Fn are nothing but the orders of form alpha, such that this alpha field F, and then we have defined therefore this set of order n tuples operations addition, scalar multiplication, and equality of two elements. Addition of two order n tuples we know, scalar multiplication of scalar with order n tuple we have defined there, and then this set of order n tuples here, while forming this order n tuples we are using elements of field F, and then using elements of field F we have this order n tuples, and then Fn forms vector space over Fn is vector space over F. Okay, so this is the well-known vector space. If you take field F as field of reals, then you can call this as Rn, capital R, or notation for reals R, and then in the top it is n. Rn is a vector space. And also we have discussed about the linearly independent elements, or you can say basis for this Fn, and these are nothing but the let me take in this proof that basis I have to use here. Okay, so in the proof no need to write Fn and Fm are vector spaces. By default they are vector spaces there over field F itself. Let me just take their basis. Okay, so what is basis of Fn? What is basis of Fn? If you take order n tuples of this form, by taking particular elements in it that are nothing but the 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. N positions are there, order n tuples I am saying. Second element is nothing but the 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. And suppose I am taking nth element as position. So these are the n elements. I am writing 1 at the first position, second position, nth position. So these numbers, these elements are nothing but the n in numbers. And it is basis for Fn. Already we have discussed, you can check easily, this is basis for Fn. So let me take basis of this Fn. So let 1, 0, 0. Okay, this is first position. 1 I am writing here, second position, and this is nth position. So first element I have taken by writing 0 in the first position, 1 in the second position, and 0 in the nth position. This is second element. And now I am going to write nth element. So first 0, second position 0, and nth position I am taking 1. Okay, let these elements be the, and we know this is basis, be the basis of, let me write, these are n in numbers. So basis of n vectors, basis of n vectors of a vector space. Okay, I am writing here a vector space. Which vector space I am saying here? N I am saying, that means this is Fn. Okay, and okay, I am continuing here, and again I am taking same for Fm. N and m are nothing but the any integers. So again for Fm, see Fn and Fm are nothing but the same type. Just saying Fn, I am taking order n tuples, that means n positions are there in that tuple. And when I am saying Fm, that means m positions are there. So by taking here 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and 0, 0, 0, 1, I am saying here n vectors. And this is basis of Fn. So n positions are there in these elements. And now I am going to take another basis. Okay, let this be the basis of n vectors of a vector space Fn, and 1, 0, 0. Now in this order m tuples, m positions are there. 1 at the first position, 0 at the second position, and 0 at the mth position. Okay, this is first element I am writing here. Then 0, 1, 0. Again this is order m tuple. Second position acquired by 1, and each and every position is by 0. So this is last mth position. And now I am going to write here 0 at the first position, 0 at the second position, and I am writing 1 at the mth position. So how many elements these elements are nothing but the m in numbers, and okay, this is second basis, be the basis of m vectors of a vector space. And which vector space? It is Fm. So make this clear. Elements are, their forms are same, but I am saying while writing first basis, order n tuples, and while writing second basis, I am saying order m tuples. So in the basis of Fn, there are n elements. We already verified there. In the basis of Fn, there are n elements. And similarly, for integer m, basis of Fm contains in it m vectors of this form. This is particular basis. There may be another basis. And just we have proved in above corollary that for finite dimensional vector spaces, any two bases have the same number of elements. So Fn must may have any bases, but any two bases, if you compare, then they have the same number of elements. So I am taking particular basis, first basis for Fn as this in terms of 1 0 0 0, and again for the same Fm. Fm is also finite dimensional vector space, so it may have some bases there with finite number of elements in it. I am taking here particular basis, and it has m vectors in it. So two bases I have taken for, one is for Fn and another is nothing but the for Fm. Okay, and now I have to start to prove this corollary. Two parts are there in this corollary. Fn is isomorphic to Fm implies n is equals to m, and converse part is n is equals to m implies Fn is isomorphic to Fm. So let me assume Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Okay, suppose that Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Okay, first part we are completing. I am assuming here isomorphic to Fm, and from this I have to prove n is equals to m. Okay, then okay, as these two spaces are isomorphic to each other, that means there is isomorphism from one vector space to another vector space. Isomorphism, I am saying, that means it is homomorphism, one to one and onto mapping there. Okay, so then there is an isomorphism. Then there is an isomorphism of Fn onto Fm. Isomorphism covers homomorphism as well as one-to-oneness, and I am writing here onto. Then there is an isomorphism of Fn onto Fm. Okay, stop. Then now let me use here statement of corollary 1 and that exercise we have proved in last lecture. See there, isomorphism maps basis to basis. So what is basis of Fn? It is this 1 0 0 up to 0 0 1 with n elements. So basis of Fn has n elements, and basis of Fm has m elements, and there is isomorphism from Fn to Fm. So that isomorphism must map basis of Fn to basis of Fm. How many elements are there in basis of Fn? N. How many elements are there in the basis of Fm? M. And we are saying there is isomorphism between basis of Fn and Fm. And by corollary 1 that we have proved in last lecture, let me tell you what is statement of corollary 1. Corollary 1 is for finite dimensional vector space. For finite dimensional vector space, any two bases have the same number of elements. So Fm is finite dimensional, so any two bases of Fm have the same number of elements. So that number is fixed, it is nothing but the m. For Fn also, by corollary 1, any two bases of Fn have the same number of elements. And what are the number of elements in basis of Fn? N. So this number is also fixed. And now there is isomorphism between Fn and Fm. So that isomorphism maps basis of Fn to basis of Fm. Maps basis of Fn to Fm, that means there is one-to-one correspondence between basis of Fn and basis of Fm. So number of elements in the basis of Fn is same as number of elements in the basis of Fm. So how many elements are there in basis of Fn? N. How many elements are there in the basis of Fm? M. So using this all things, we are now going to conclude that n is equals to m, and that is required. Okay, so just let me write everything. So continue. There is isomorphism. So I am writing just two statements and then since okay, wait for a second. There is technical problem, so wait for a second. Okay, students, wait for a second. Maybe it may take a minute. In between, let me again discuss the same things. As Fn is isomorphic to Fm, there is isomorphism from vector space Fn to Fm, and if there is isomorphism between one vector space to second vector space, then that isomorphism maps a basis of first vector space to basis of second vector space. So in this case, Fn is isomorphic to Fm. So that isomorphism between Fn and Fm maps basis of Fn to basis of Fm. And by corollary 1, both are the finite dimensional vector spaces, so they have the same number of elements in any two bases. So in the basis of Fn there are n elements, in the basis of Fm there are m elements, and basis maps to basis under isomorphism, so n should be equals to m. Students, please wait. It may take few minutes to recover our information. Okay, sorry for technical problem. Let me continue. Okay, whatever discussion we have taken there, let me write. Since an isomorphism maps a basis maps a basis onto a basis onto a basis, and by corollary 1, let me write here corollary 1 that I have discussed. Corollary 1 I am saying, and we know what is statement. By corollary 1, any two bases have the same number of elements, comma, we have n is equals to m. Okay, I have written directly using these two concepts. Isomorphism maps a basis onto a basis. So basis of Fn is mapped to basis onto basis of Fm, and both these spaces have the same number of both the spaces have the same number of elements in their bases in any two bases. So in basis of basis of Fn there are n elements, in the basis of Fm there are m elements, and again isomorphism maps basis to basis. That means there is one-to-one correspondence between basis of Fn and basis of Fm. So number of elements in basis of Fn is same as number of elements in the basis of Fm. So n is equals to m. So this is the proof of first part. And converse is easy. It is obvious. If you take n is equals to m, then Fn is same as Fm. So obviously they are isomorphic. Okay. So I am writing here converse is obvious. Converse is obvious. Okay. So this is the end of this proof. So this is the corollary second. So what we have proved in corollary second, Fn is isomorphic to Fm if and only if n is equals to m. So now you can revise our previous discussion. Let me take again the same discussion, that if V is finite dimensional vector space, then it is isomorphic to Fn for some n. I am saying for some n. Okay. Also V is isomorphic to Fm. N and m are both are nothing but the integers. If V has n elements in its basis, V is finite dimensional, it possesses basis. Suppose it has n elements in its basis, then it is isomorphic to Fn. If V has m elements in its basis, then it is isomorphic to Fm. Fn is isomorphic to V, V is isomorphic to Fm. By transitivity, Fn is isomorphic to Fm. Already we have discussed this thing, but we wanted to decide there that under what condition this Fn and Fm are isomorphic to each other, and in today's corollary, in today's result, we got that condition. Fn and Fm are isomorphic to each other if and only if n is equals to m. So if V is finite dimensional, there are no two spaces for V to be isomorphic. There is only one space now, and that is nothing but the Fn, because n and m are nothing but the same. N is nothing but the unique integer. So again we have to rewrite the statement of that previous result, that V is isomorphic to Fn for some n. Instead of for some n, now we are going to replace for some n by unique n. Unique n. So if V is finite dimensional vector space, then V is isomorphic to Fn for a unique n, for unique integer n. And what this n represents here, if V is finite dimensional, if it contains in its basis n number of basis elements, then V is isomorphic to Fn. And now that n is nothing but the unique. So n is nothing but the number of basis elements in the basis of V. Okay. So just write this statement in corollary and call this corollary as nothing but the corollary 3. So write next corollary as corollary 3. Just statement I am going to write there. If you want to prove it, you can prove, because already we have proved the same thing in exercise or in the proof of result. V is isomorphic to Fn. So same thing is there. Corollary 3. Again it is for finite dimensional vector space. So write this statement. If V is finite dimensional, V is finite dimensional over F, then V is isomorphic, V is isomorphic to Fn for a unique integer n, for wait for a unique integer n. Now that for some n is replaced by unique integer n. Now here after this n is nothing but the unique in this statement. In fact, now let me write about this n. In fact, this n is the number of elements in any, okay, any two bases have the same number of elements, so you can call in any basis. N is nothing but the number of basis elements in any basis of vector space V, which is finite dimensional. For unique integer n, in fact n is the number of elements in any basis of V, over F. So this is the corollary 3, and proof is very easy. Already we have proved for some n, V is isomorphic to Fn for some n there. V is finite dimensional, so it possesses basis of finite number of elements. Suppose that basis of V contains in it n number of elements, then take that basis and then take one map from V to Fn under that definition. Image of each element of small v is nothing but the order intervals in Fn, and then show that V is isomorphic to Fn. But by about 2-3 corollaries, now we are writing here in this corollary 3 that n is nothing but the unique, and then again we are relating this n with already V is isomorphic to Fn. While saying this V is isomorphic to Fn, we are taking that n as nothing but the basis elements, number of basis elements in the basis of V. So in this case, V is isomorphic to Fn, that n is unique, and that unique number is nothing but the unique integer is nothing but the number of basis elements in the basis of V. Okay. Now, one more important concept I am going to define now, and that is nothing but the dimension of a vector space. So definition is there. Dimension of a vector space. So this is dimension, D, dimension of a vector space. So what is dimension of a vector space? Or let me define it. Dimension of a vector space. Dimension of a vector space is nothing but the cardinality of basis of a vector space. Dimension of a vector space is nothing but the cardinality of the basis of a vector space. What is meant by cardinality? Number of elements in the basis. So what is dimension? Dimension of a vector space is nothing but the number of basis elements in the basis of a vector space. So this is the definition there. So write this definition. Definition of dimension. So write it. The dimension of, okay, let me write in this definition in terms of capital V. I am taking vector space as a capital V. That means after taking V as a vector space here, I have to give notation for this dimension. So I am taking vector space V. V is vector space over here. The dimension of a vector space V is the cardinality of a basis of V. Dimension of the vector space V is the cardinality of the basis of V. That is the number of basis elements. Number of basis elements in a basis of V. Basis of capital V. Okay. Let me denote it again. Let me denote it. It is denoted by, and I am writing about dimension. So dimension of V. Wait. It is denoted by this notation. DIM capital V, dimension of V, or because dimension varies over field. So if you want to mention field, then you can mention in this way. V is vector space over F, and then you are writing dimension. Dimension of vector space V over field F. If you change, sometimes there may be effect on this dimension. So you can mention here by writing F, field F. So this is the definition of dimension. Okay. And this is not only finite dimensional vector space. Make this clear. This definition is not only for finite dimensional vector space. Or before defining dimension of a vector space, we have used there this concept finite dimensionality of vector space. Now hereafter you can decide vector space is finite dimensional or infinite dimensional by taking dimension or by discussing its dimension. So hereafter you can say that vector space is finite dimensional if its dimension is finite. Its dimension is finite. What is meant by dimension? Number of basis elements in the basis of vector space. So if finite number of elements are there in the basis, then you can say dimension is finite, and if dimension is finite, then you can say there that vector space is finite dimensional. Otherwise it is said to be the infinite dimensional vector space. Okay, so this is the concept of dimension. Take one example to make this thing clear. For this concept, I am taking this example here. For example, okay, we know R3 I am saying, you can write in this way or just 3 on the top of this R. R3 is a vector space. See, do not confuse. We have defined Fn. Fn contains in it n tuples. Replace F. F is arbitrary field. I am replacing this F by R. Okay. In general, you can take F3. I am taking particular example. So R is the field of reals. So R3 is a vector space. R3 is a vector space over R. Okay. Any Fn is nothing but the vector space over F. So instead of F, I am taking here R. So R3 is vector space over R. So what are the elements of R3? They are ordered triads, and using the same operations, addition of 2 ordered triads is again another ordered triad. Scalar multiplication with ordered triad, then it is ordered triad, and any 2 ordered triads are equal if corresponding elements are equal. Using this, R3 is vector space over R. And what is particular basis? You can use same thing. In Fn, we have taken particular basis as 1 0 0 0 using 1 0 1 0. So particular basis for R3 you can take in order triad 1 0 0. 1 is real number, 0 0 are real numbers. Okay. So let me write directly. We know R3 is a vector space. Okay. This set of elements in R3, and this particular elements I am taking here. Already we have verified these elements are linearly independent or not, because I am trying to say this set is nothing but the basis for R3. This set is a basis. You can verify a basis is a basis of R3 over R. You can check every real number, every ordered triad can be written as a linear combination of this, or this set spans whole R3 and these 3 elements are nothing but the linearly independent over R. So this is this spanning set which contains in it linearly independent elements. So this is nothing but the basis. And how many elements are there in this basis? 3. So dimension of any vector space is nothing but the number of basis elements in its basis. So what is dimension of this R3? So in this notation, therefore dimension of R3 is equals to 3. Dimension of R4 is 4. In general, for some integer, you can, okay, wait. In general, dimension, if you want to take R, take it Rn is nothing but the n, or instead of this R, take field F, arbitrary field F, and take this Fn. So how many elements we have taken there in the basis of Fn in last corollary? They are n in numbers, and it is basis. So number of basis elements in dimension, number of basis elements in the basis of Fn is nothing but the n. So dimension of Fn is nothing but the n. And let me tell you one more thing. If you take vector space of polynomials over rationals whose coefficients are rationals, please listen what I am saying. If you take vector space which contains in it polynomials whose coefficients are nothing but the rationals, then that vector space is nothing but the infinite dimensional. There are infinitely many, or you cannot count the number of basis elements in the basis of vector space of polynomials whose coefficients are nothing but the rationals. So that vector space is nothing but the infinite dimensional. I am discussing here finite, in this example, finite dimensional. R3 is finite dimensional because it is of dimension 3. Rn is finite dimensional because its dimension is nothing but the n. Fn is nothing but the finite dimensional vector space because it is nothing but the n. Some finite number of elements you can take for any integer. So these are the vector spaces with their dimensions. So this is the concept of dimension of a vector space. You see?